Yeah, it's going down, man. It's Donnie Houston Podcast. I am Donnie Houston. Check it out, man. We got a special guest today, man. Hey, if you're from the H, man, you definitely have seen her around. You've known her work from the Go DJs, you know what I mean, all the way down to TSF, you know what I mean, all the work through Sauce Walka. And now she is the MILF, you know what I mean, Miss Megann The MILF.
Hey.
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing really good. How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. What's
Right.
going on? What's new?
What's new? Well, what's new with me is probably being Miss Megann The MILF.
Yeah.
That's the most interesting thing right now that I have going on.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah.
Okay.
And so you said what's new with it?
Mhm.
Basically working. I'm still embracing the fact of, Miss Megann The MILF and, still working as, Miss Megann, I assist and being a mom and a grandma. So, for as far as my OnlyFans, that's tied into, Miss Megann The MILF. And with that, I'm doing new content, building my site, figuring out what it is the fans are really wanting to see or wanting me to do, talk about, so I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
That's
for
what's up.
sure.
We'll talk a little bit more about that, but tell me about, because I mean it's so much more to you than this whole
Right.
Miss Megann The MILF. Some
Right.
some people may just be like, oh, that's all they know, you know what I mean,
For sure.
or that's all they think
They're
that
just
it is,
knowing
you know what I
me
mean?
now from the internet.
Right.
Right.
But it's so much more than that. So talk a little bit about just like your early kind of introductions into the industry and everything. Some of the things you were doing.
Right.
Because when I first met you, it was with Go DJs. But I mean, even before
Okay.
that, what were you doing like before
Right.
going there?
That's okay. Thank you for asking. Actually, I was in the apartment industry. So I did apartment management for like 15 years. I mastered being over the leasing agent. So for the company, I would train leasing agents all over the world and, train them how the system is that we put in place. And at that point, I really discovered I had a love for structure and organization. And I met a guy, actually two men. I rented them an apartment. And one was Orbit, with Orbit Did It, and one was a rap artist named Poonie. So way back when, I had rented them an apartment and Orbit was like, I want to introduce you to one of my friends who I think you could help. And it just so happened to be Go DJ High C. So, but before that,
And this is like, what year is this?
I know, I can't even think right now. I think, well, not right now, but so this is 2020, but I think it was like 2009.
Okay.
Or 10. Yeah, because I believe I came across the Sauce in 14 or 15.
Yeah.
So I was with High C for like 4 years. We had an office in 3rd Ward, Houston, Texas, 2409 Blodgett. And you have to understand, I got into the music industry by opportunity, not because I had a love for music or I had a love for DJs. It was
more so business. It wasn't really about music.
Yeah, I had no idea. Did
you like rap and all that? Were you into all that?
I mean, no. It's not that I didn't like rap, but I would listen to, of course, Ghetto Boys growing up, and
Are you from Houston?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
from Jersey Village.
Okay, North Side. Okay.
Yes,
all right.
for Cypress. Yep, I grew up in Jersey Village, but so I just got into it, for the fact of the business, and then it, just turned into what it was or is.
Yeah. So what were some of the things you were doing when you were with the Go DJs?
Well, we met every Monday. High C and I met with the DJs, and we would have different artists come in front of the DJs and, present themselves. When I say we faithfully had every Monday, I can say for 3 years straight, every Monday we were there. I think it was Midtown Lounge and Roca Bar. But so that's really, that's not all I did, but that was one of the situations that I was consistent with, and structured. We had conferences in Atlanta, in New Orleans, Louisiana, Dallas. We were able to, High C is a genius. he definitely had a plan, and he just needed some assistance.
Yeah.
So I was really able to just to come in and help him structure out what he had going on, and we did. I mean, we just did. We accomplished big things like New Amsterdam Gin. We received a liquor sponsorship, which was kind of, it's a big thing because no one in Houston had done that as far as the DJ coalition. And we broke records. So, yeah, that's what I did. And I consistently, even after he closed the Go DJ office down and, decided just to work from home, I had kind of I got back into real estate, and then I started doing my mixers with LAD DJs, which was the college DJs, DJ Allo, June James,
Right.
that era. They were, all those guys, they were so hungry. So I had got a call from Trey the Truth, and he asked me if I could put together a mixer for him at Wire Studio for, I think it was I Am King mixtape or album.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I hadn't actually, I took a little break from the DJ thing. So I was able to get like 25 DJs to attend the mixer. And, I was like, oh gosh. So Allo had hit me up, him and June. They were like, Miss Megann, can you please come and meet with us? We really need your help. So like, I thought about it, and, like maybe 3 weeks later, I was like, all right, I'm going to meet with y'all. So I'm thinking I'm meeting with them, and I go, and I tell you, it was a living room full of hungry college DJs, like a gold mine, right? To me, I'm like, God, like, we could get this music played, y'all. And, there was so much talent, and there was at least 30. I mean, I swear, 20 to 30 guys, and they were just waiting on Miss Megann. So we started doing the mixers. I took them over to Takeover Studio and introduced them to Mike Mack, who welcomed me as, which is for me as a woman in the industry, a white woman, I was always welcomed at Takeover Studio. Those guys have always respected me and, never, it's just been a great, that. So I was able to, bring these guys over to the the LAD DJs over to Mike and say, hey, they want to do this. They want to have these mixers. And they did. And from there is when I had saw Sauce Walka.
Okay.
And he was the first artist that I worked with.
Yeah. So how did you, okay. What's your first impression of Sauce? Because this is a young Sauce Walka. I mean,
Right.
he's live like he is now. But I mean, young Walk was, he was,
hell.
Yeah.
He was hell. I mean, so that's why I like to see him today. It's like, you have to understand, so special to me, almost, like a mother, like I've seen him grow up. I want to say, like, it's just, that's the situation. But also, I believe in him as an entertainer, and he's mastered the internet.
Most
so
definitely.
Let's embrace it.
Most definitely, yeah.
But when I first saw him, I had never seen anything like it, So after that mixer, I just started watching like his and Sancho Sosa. I didn't know I didn't know them from Adam.
They just stood out to you.
People just kept saying, hey, are you going to bring the Sauce Twins to a mixer? And finally, like after the 10th person, I was like, I figured out who I got him there, right? And then probably about 30 days later, I reached out to Walk, and I probably took about 3 different tries, and he met up with me at RMG Studio.
Yeah.
And it's just been that ever since.
Yeah. Yeah. So talk about some of the things. I mean, you've really been there from the ground, you know what I mean, to where it is now. And I mean, he's, been able to amass, 1 million followers, you know what I mean?
Right.
Been able to really take the whole Sauce thing, and I say this all the time, he's the most influential rapper to come out in the last 5 years.
For sure. And I'm glad people are finally
I've been saying
it.
this. Everybody stole his shit. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm
And we
saying?
know that there was sauce. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
of course.
But he
But he
definitely
owned it.
brought it
He
out.
owned it.
I
Yeah,
was there. Like, we traveled to Atlanta, everywhere. You know, even like Atlanta, Migos, all of them. They all came up together. They used
most
to be
definitely.
calling as soon as we hit the airport. Hey, this is the studio we're at. You know what I mean? We did videos. I mean, he just had a mission from day one: diamonds, videos, and graphics.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, talk about just that confidence because he's always had that confidence. You know
For
what I
sure.
mean?
No doubt. Never once showed anything different but being confident of what he was about.
Right, right, right. And so, I mean, it's not just Sauce Walker. It's Walker, Sancho. I mean, talk about just the whole Sauce Factory and just everything
Right. Okay.
how you work with just the whole Sauce Factory as a whole.
Right.
Rizzo. I mean,
Rizzo, JP,
yeah,
Drippy, L Train, Vucci, J Rag, Ice, Man Chamberlain, Graham, Samaron, um, Papa Sauce. You know, we could just, the girls, everything. Like, there's pretty much, um, I just, whatever needs to be taken care of. But now as a team, like Sauce Walker is surrounded by a team for sure.
okay,
Okay, like he's definitely the rocket. I mean, but to achieve the things that he has achieved, of course, a team has helped him along the way. Now we're levels, so he's growing. So we're having to, like now everything is bigger. We have a record label. So for me, it's not so much my responsibility as it has been in the past because now these artists have managers or they have assistants or so I'm kind of able to more focus on the twins and just make sure overall when, Sauce Walker or Sancho, have something for the TSF, camp to do, or, then it's up to me to make sure everybody knows or that they're there, my T's crossed, I's dotted, and, just make sure things happen. But as far as TSF, he's really hands on, him and Sauce Miyagi. He plays a very, very big role
Miyagi. Yeah, for sure.
in
Yeah,
TSF. He's the brains. He's the, Walk's the brains too. But as far as the business partner, that's, who Walk, has. And he, has put each one of these TSF artists, they have portals. So with we're with a company that has mastered finding the internet money, right? So the videos and WorldStar and all that, like that's pretty much Walk has mastered that.
right.
So now he's put each of his artists in position to that they receive checks every month for their internet money, but they have a portal and it tells all the business. It says how many Apple, how many iTunes, how many Spotify. It breaks it down to the core, to the penny, to the person, to the city, to the state, so you're able to really keep track of what your fans are buying. So he's just done phenomenal things like the grills on the guys, the chains, just artist developing his artists as an independent artist.
Right, right. And really, I mean, having that family structure, you know what I
Right.
mean? I mean, even with yourself, you know what I mean?
Right. And one thing I did like about Sauce Walker when I, first started to get to know him and how he moved, of course, I learned what savage meant. Of course, right? I didn't know. But I also learned that in his heart, he had brotherhood and he had the guys around him were, you know, the guys that, were his brothers that he grew up with that, unfortunately they were, they had to try out other things, like I was never exposed to, but in the streets or stuff like that. And they had to learn the hard way. But, Walk's been able to open the doors for a lot of them too. And, himself to not have to live those, that kind of life or, so I say that to say, I don't know if, I don't know. I forgot what I was saying, but I just say that to say he's just really put the guys in a position to all live normal lives. Where
Right,
they
right,
can
right.
go to sleep at night with their families and, make legit money.
For sure. Talk about the TSF face tag.
So the TSF face tat. Well, so this past summer we were in New York for 3 months. 3 months. Yep. So we went there. We went
What
to.
was going on? Is this when he did the new Sauce City and all this?
Okay. Yep. So that was the time, and I mean, so we went there to meet Big Trill. Big Trill's from New York, and he walks social media, and he set up different interviews. We attended, but Sauce Walka gets his money in the streets with the OGs, that have artists, so he's able to, they do features, they do songs, they do videos, Walk's very hands on with everything. If you ever see him in action. So we ended up staying, 3 months. We probably shot, I think it ended up being 9. We had 9 features out of those 3 months in videos. Sosa Man came down. He was able to get some features in, some videos in, so Walk, he just tries to put his guys in position. But so we were there for 3 months. We experienced everything from good to bad, just like I said, traveling in the world today, having to deal with a lot of NYPD, police and.
So you guys had issues even out there?
Yeah, we did. We had an issue where he was arrested for weed, or no, it was actually for drink. They didn't care about the weed, and he was, let go the next day. But the police, NYPD kept. He had $60,000 cash on him, and they kept 10.
Damn.
Right, but to get the 50 back. You had to file proper paperwork. There were timelines you had to, abide by. And that's the kind of things that I do, So I had to stay on top of that is what I'm saying. So finally, we got I think it ended up being almost 2 months later after the incident. We finally got the, check in property, from property release way after we came home. But that and just Airbnbs, just traveling with Walk, all of a sudden here, it's like you're in $1 million home and Sauce is about to take it over for a week, your street, But we've gotten a lot better. So that's here nor say, but still you just can't get over the look. And people today, of course, judge until they're able to really get to talk to him or, get to know him. So, a lot of times I try to make that happen, but there's times when it's out of control and, we have to fend for ourselves for sure.
Yeah. But the face tat though,
the face tat. Oh my gosh. So Scorp with Black Ink, the Black Ink crew, which is I think on VH1.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he came and did some cartoons on his leg. And, so then a couple days later he came back and I did the face tat. And nobody asked me to do it. I just did it myself. I asked Walk right before I did it because I was going to get the 3 drips. And so I was like, excuse me, I think I'm going to get the TSF tat. So I went and told Walk, I was like, hey, do you care? And he was like, no, but he didn't think I was really going to do it.
So it was your idea to get the face tat?
For sure. And I had never thought about it before that minute when I said, you know what? I'm going to do, in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to do the tat, right? So, but before that second, I had never in a million years thought I'd get a face tat. Never thought about it. And that's just how proud and real I've seen it develop. For real.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? So he did come in the room. He was like, well, just don't make it so big. It's like, we still need the white lady. But yeah, so, but I don't really care. I'm proud of it. People notice all the time. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
And, I still do my ISIS stuff and I'm myself. I can maneuver around and do what I need to do.
Yeah. So, okay. So talk about, how did the OnlyFans thing even come about?
The OnlyFans came about, I don't know. I just thought about I would.
Because I saw Walk one day. I get on. He's like, "Man, I'm slanging iron on OnlyFans." I'm like, "Oh shit, he go Walk." You know what I mean? Being
right.
Walk.
So he is with his bitches, not his assistant.
You gonna clear that up because
Yeah.
everybody was like, "Oh, he's fucking his assistant
For
on the
sure.
OnlyFans."
Yeah, it has not happened. And no. So, so the OnlyFans came up, and I just kind of I told him about it because, of course, I feel like I need, his push on it. That's what makes it all so comical and so believable. So we rolled it out, and we it was a success.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
mean,
so now I'm just like I'm getting better, I'm figuring out what the people want and doing more content, and you will definitely find more of me on my OnlyFans than on my Instagram.
talk about some of the reactions though, when just when it first came out, because I mean, everybody was kind of just like, "Oh shit!" Like, yo,
Yeah. So I think the reaction was shocked. People
yeah,
were just shocked.
definitely.
You know, I didn't really entertain messages or comments. I actually didn't read a lot, but the ones that I did maybe read, it was funny because I'd see other people on Facebook saying one thing, and then besides the Beat King thing, there were other people on, Facebook saying, "Oh, I would never do that," or just talking about it. But then on my Instagram would be strong arm and kissy face. I'm like, these people are crazy. But I would like go through and Facebook was funny, and I'd like them, like just to let them know. Or when Walk would post a picture of me, people, even with good or bad, I'd heart them or, comment back. And, a lot of people make up pages and you don't really know who they are. So it's like I had to learn that people are going to be negative, and you might not really even know them.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, talk about that first
Yeah.
night though, because I
That
mean,
first night, yeah. That first night, when I went to bed, I woke up like 8 hours later, and my bank account was like $10,000, and that's true statement. And it just kept growing and growing, So, I don't know. That's the first night was pretty, and it was just a photo shoot. It was a photo
and this
shoot.
is, I mean, you're talking about
We're in a
10,000. This is $30 a month. So
right.
$30, and then you talk about like not like side bits, but like the
Yeah.
tips or whatever. You
So
know what I
yeah,
mean?
like tips can happen. You can, I recently had someone that requested my feet. So I said, tip me $20.
So feet is really popping like this.
Yeah, there are some weirdos out there for real. Hmm.
What other kind of weird shit they be asking? I mean, 'cause that tripped
Oh,
me out.
they say the craziest things, like for sure. Like, and that's where it's like, really, who are you? You're someone that's fucking with me. You know what I mean? But when they say crazy, crazy stuff, but
What's some of the wildest stuff you probably can think off the top of your head that you've been like, yo,
um,
this is just, I'm like, I can't even fuck with
the
this.
wildest thing is someone saying that I'm gonna take this 12-inch chick. Like what? And I'm gonna. I don't even know. This shit is so crazy. But a lot of. Excuse me. A lot of. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of dick talking people. Like I'm not used to that. Now I'm used to people hitting me up saying they want to fuck and they want to have sex, or they want, yeah, just whatever weirdness. But yeah,
But the tips though, you were
but
saying,
the
so
tip. So I did get the $20 for the feet, and I sent him the feet. But I mean, I didn't have to, But so that's just. But like I said, there's a lot of things on there that I'm learning. Like there's, just other ways to get paid from promo and like video chats. I mean, I guess you're in control of what you will and won't do. So, eventually I might do a video chat, but not, naked. You know, but I don't know. So I just climbing the ladder.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, if somebody wants to subscribe to your OnlyFans, what kind of stuff can they expect on there?
They can expect to see they can expect to see me nude. Is that crazy? For sure. Yeah, I mean, more than what Instagram isn't. Yeah, I mean, they see more than what they would see on Instagram.
Yeah, yeah. For sure, yeah. So yeah, it's been a lot going on. We can kind of get
But
off
they
that.
should subscribe to Miss Megann The MILF
There
on
you go.
OnlyFans.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Megann The MILF on OnlyFans, and then you got the new Instagram. Is it?
Miss Megann The MILF on Instagram, or Miss Megann. You can find me on Instagram too. My followers have went up like 40,000
Nice.
since this happened
Damn.
in 25, 30 days.
Wow.
Did my bank account, my followers, my fans. Life's good.
Man, that's what's up. That's what's up.
I just turned 47.
Man, that's that's crazy.
Yep. So
That's
I just want
crazy.
women just to love themselves,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. So talk about, because I mean, you know, it's been a lot going on in the world, man. Especially with the George Floyd situation and just the whole police brutality. Just talk a little bit about, you know, how you feel about everything that's just going on right now.
I think it's horrible. I think it's very sad. It's very unfortunate. Sunday we had a live stream concert, and I was able to have Stunner Bam and Ghetto come. Cal Wayne was on his way from Minnesota, so he wasn't able to make it, but I had put the guys in place so, you know, we could represent George Floyd. You know, those guys were, you know, that was their uncle. You know, true OG to these young guys. So they're very hurt. But, you know, I was just able to use my resources and put them together with Walk and, you know, do the performance. We were able to have a moment of silence, you know, so we got shirts made. Just for me, like it was very sad, very, you know, it's horrible, just plain horrible, you know, but how do we fix it, you know? So I try to be, you know, proactive and keep people positive in a negative situation. I wasn't able to make the march today. I started out to, but my time got, you know, by, but I definitely am a supporter of, you know, however I can be utilized as a Caucasian person, you know, in the Black world that I choose to live in.
For sure.
You know?
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, man, this has been cool. You got anything else before we get up out of here?
No, just keep watching. Ooh-wee. Keep subscribing.
Keep subscribing. Keep watching.
Thank you,
Ooh-wee.
Donnie, for having me on your platform.
Yeah, nah, for sure, man. Thank you for coming through. This has been real cool. And hey, y'all subscribe to that OnlyFans, man.
Yes, you won't be disappointed.
That's what's up. It's Donnie Podcast. We out.
Oh, I forgot to say, I have my hosting at Houston Dolls.
Go ahead. Talk about it. We're still on. Go ahead.
And this Friday, June 5th, I have my first booking as Miss Megann The MILF, and it'll be at Houston Dolls on the north side off of 45 in Rankin. Shout out to Money Making Boom who booked me, you know, so I'm excited. I'm going to bring myself and some beautiful not young, but younger ladies, you know, to be with me in my section.
That's what's up. Well, that's what it is.
Yep, that's it.
June 5th.
June 5th, this Friday.
It's going down.
It is.
That's what's up, man. Well, we out of here.
Donnie Houston.
Hey, what's going on, man? This is Donnie Houston. I'm here to talk to you about credit, man. Having bad credit can really get in the way of living your best life. But thanks to Gantt Credit Solutions, that's no longer a problem. That's showing results in as little as 45 days. They're removing all negative items off your credit, and they also offer trade lines up to $250,000 in funding. So it's a really great program. Make sure you contact them today. You can find them at GanttCreditSolutions.com. That's Gantt, G-A-N, two T's on Gantt, CreditSolutions.com.